Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with what's happening here on this channel. And if you already subscribed, thank you so much for tuning in today. So I want to encourage you this week, but I also want to challenge you a little bit. What can you give up to gain more of Him? What in your life can you do less of? Maybe a little bit less sleep sometimes, a little bit less of that TV show that you love so much. What can you sacrifice? What area of your life can you give up something to be able to gain more of a relationship with God? And I know many times we don't like to hear about having to give something up or to sacrifice, but in all relationships, there's going to be reciprocation of some sort. And especially in healthy relationships, there's going to be some give and some take. And so the same is true for our relationship with God. Many times we just get in the habit of just going to God with our woes and our foes, all the things that are happening, all the things that are wrong in our lives. But God desires to have a genuine relationship with us. He wants us to come to Him, females as a daughter, or a male as a son. He wants us to come to Him and have that father, daughter, that son and father relationship. He wants us to really genuinely connect with Him. And how can you do that if you don't set aside time to be able to commune with Him? God wants to commune with us, not just to get something from us. Many times we go, to Him just to get something from Him, but He's not always requiring or asking, anything from us in our time with Him. He just wants to be with us. He wants to commune with us. And so that's so important for healthy relationships, but also it's that much more important for our relationship with God. How can you have a healthy relationship with God and you don't spend time with Him, or any other person for that matter? So if there's any significant person in your life, you'll do the work. You'll take the time, to spend time with them. You'll plan for them. You'll plan activities with them and, for them and those sorts of things, because it's the love in your heart for them that you want to do nice things for them. You want to be a blessing to them. You want to spend time with them. You want to get to know them on a deeper level, those sorts of things. And God desires the same thing with us. And He wants for us to have that same genuine desire for Him, so that we're not always going into, His presence, always just petitioning, always asking, but that we get into the place we're comfortable just being in His presence, just enjoying being there with the Lord. That's ultimately what He really wants for us. The Bible is about relationship. Many of us read the Bible, or we're Christians, and we think that it's all, just about religion. It's about rules and regulations and do's and don'ts. But the entire Bible is about relationship. It's about God finding a way to reconcile, us back to Him. That's what the entire Bible is about. It's a love story. And though you have so many different things, in and throughout the Bible, like I said, you get your regulations and your rules and these sorts of things in the Old Testament, and then you come under the New Covenant and under, grace and those sorts of things or whatever. But ultimately, it all points to God wanting to be able to present a way for us to be closer to Him. So He has a plan for us. He has things for us to do on the earth, most certainly. But ultimately, God desires to have a close-knit relationship with us. So I challenge you this week to think of, like I said in the beginning, what can you give up to gain more of Him? A little bit less, sleep in the daytime, a little bit less sleep at night. Do you need to stay up a little bit longer to be able to get those few more moments in with Him, to be able to have that quiet time with Him? Do you need to rise a little bit earlier, or even go to sleep earlier, so that you'll have time in the morning? You'll be refreshed. You'll be excited about your time in the presence of the Lord. That TV show that you love so much, can you take away, 15, 20 minutes and just pull away? Go spend some time in the presence of God to love on Him and allow Him to love on you, because that's ultimately His desire. So I encourage you this week, but I also challenge you, keep these things in mind as you go through this week and as you go throughout life. God desires relationship with us. So be encouraged, and I pray that this gets you on the journey to experiencing, enjoying, and loving and cultivating the presence of God. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.